Alright guys, so welcome to my monster review of Brigadier Holter. Alright, so I know this monster is from the first season of the Galactic era, and we are in the season 3, so easy to say I'm a bit late, but when I had started this account in the beginning of the Galactic era, I think, like towards the end of the Blossom era, yeah, towards the very end of it. And I don't know why, but I just missed Brigadier Holter, I never got him. I think, oh yeah, that was because I had to take like a week off or something, unwillingly, because of something that had happened, and then I couldn't like play ML. And it's very hard to get the Legends Pass monster if you're not getting your daily points, So, but thankfully there was an event where you could watch videos for cells and then hope you get a snowflake, and golden cap, and I did get a golden cap, but I got trash out of it, that being Phyreus. I think, yeah, I've done a review on him on my main account, and I don't like doing reviews on both accounts for no reason. So here's my review for beginners, but I also go in depth of Brigadier Holter. Now I'll just go over the lore, just because. Holter has his own understanding of what a union of galactic civilizations should look like. The problem is that his vision isn't shared by the rest of these isn't shared by the rest of the leads of these civilizations, mainly because what he speaks of as a union sounds more like an army at his mercy for most. Alright, so he wants to be a dictator. There's really nothing new there. Let's check out. I remember he was the strongest monster in the game for a while, even though he was the free-to-play. So keep that in mind when we go over his damage output. Okay, I really like his trait. This reminds me a lot of another general who got rebooted's trait, Nishant the Great. Oh my god, that rhymed. Okay, so first we start off with tough. All status effects have 35% less accuracy against this target. Alright, so really a better version of Umbrella trait hardened. And that 15% is definitely more than an actual 15%. Because let's say you have a 75% chance to hit something. It's not really 75, because most of the times you still either gonna get it or not gonna get it. So this is good, better, or worse, but this is pretty great generally. Because if something's got 95% accuracy, because most moves do have 95% accuracy, and they go for you, to miss by 35%, there's a good chance you miss, they miss at least one dot on you. Second trait, immune to control. I will say this immune to control and immune to torture is just on everybody these days. We got a PvP monster who's immune to control and torture, for goodness sake. So, not as rare, but it's still pretty great, right? You can't be denied, and if they hit you with positive effect block or dots, there's 35% chance it doesn't land. And area metal weakness. Now this is the biggest reason why he reminds me so much of Nishant the Great. He also had a status caster area magic weakness at the beginning of the battle, and I used him a lot when he came out. He was super powerful once he had that area weakness, because weakness has been buffed so hard in the game that if he goes first, it's basically the same thing as having double damage and damage boost before you even buff yourself. So that's very powerful. Only thing is it doesn't match well with the fact that he doesn't have AoEs. But, ticks and tacks. Alright. So sword-wise, he is, I'll spoil it now, a self-damage boosting monster. So, laser beam sword would do the job. I also think you should throw on Balthasar's mask or something for stamina. If you've gotten Cosmonaut's helmet and he's the best guy you have for it, I'd put it on. but otherwise save it. Okay, so his finisher, Bullet Hell, applies nanovirus and metal weakness to all enemies. Alright, pretty sick. And deals moderate metal damage to all enemies. So he's dark in metal, but he leans super heavy into the metal. Alright, so let's go over his moves. Off-road tackle, removes shield from one enemy, 0 cooldown, 26 stamina. That's pretty awful. Shields are rare these days, but to have a move specifically towards shields with no damage is really bad. Bursting lead, deals low metal damage to one enemy, applies metal weakness on a 0 cooldown, 24 stamina. It's almost like spammable damage, and the second you do it 2 times in a row, you have metal weakness, but still, I don't think it's worth it. Burning cannon. Alright, you might run this just to have another dot in your arsenal. Personally, I'm not, but you do it if you want, because then you'd have access to metal, dark, and fire moves. Deals low fire damage to one enemy, applies burn to one enemy. On 1 turn cooldown, 34 stamina. It's not the worst, but I'm not going to run it. And deals moderate dark damage to one enemy, removes shields from one enemy. Alright, so I really don't get the whole thing with the shield break after instead of before, but this removes it from one enemy and does less damage. This removes it from all and does more damage. So deals heavy dark damage to one enemy, removes shield from all enemies. This is kind of good because there's a lot of earth monsters in the meta right now, like King Autumn, Uriel. I think Fropsy, yeah, I don't know, that new earth water OP taunt monster. Improved maneuver, deals moderate metal damage to one enemy. Alright. Oh, I really wish you did the weakness first. Applies metal weakness and nanovirus. So first thing is you want to do this thing first, because once they have the weakness, the dot is going to do more damage, and your next metal attack is going to do more damage. So, pretty good setup move. I wish it did the damage beforehand, like some other generals might have, but it's whatever. Especially how he might have a status caster once you're at rank 3, so it might seem irrelevant anyways. But one thing I will say is that he's got one big blaster in his hand, and he is a single target attacker. Only thing is, when you're a single target attacker, you have to do a lot of damage to make up for the lack of AoEs, and he doesn't do too much damage. Infectious shot deals moderate metal. Oh, whoa, that is really low moderate metal. Oof. Deals moderate metal damage to one enemy, applies nanovirus. Requires cooldown. 2 turn cooldown, 38 stamina. Oh, this is real high cooldown and stamina. So is this. Ooh. He is not looking too great right now. Applies nanovirus. Alright, so keep the nanovirus dot going around. It's a great dot that you'd want to apply to everybody, but, you know, that's kind of why you would have had an AoE with it. And then expert shot. Deals low metal damage to one enemy, applies double damage to itself. So, I've got to say, I don't think he's good, you know? I think he's got one of my favorite designs from this era. Like, they didn't do him wrong on that department. Especially when you look at his old design, it was not near as cool. But he's really bad, you know? Unlike FaZe Rug, he specializes in single attacks. But the thing is, if you've got someone like FaZe Rug, a free-to-play, he was free-to-play and easy to get monster, you would, let me show you. He's got double damage in a heavy move, weakness after very heavy, a massive attack, and an AoE. And then you've got this guy, who has very bad single damage output, and single damage output is all he does. So, I mean, I still think he's a pretty great war pick. Like, let's say you have Uriel, Autumn, and Galvanus, right? So you take out Autumn with your single, and it's so strong because he specializes in that weakness area, you know, is the weakness status caster, that it'll take him out. you know, and then you go for the Uriel. I really think the best thing about him is his elements. The fact that he can take out earth monsters and light monsters, which is literally just a counter to Uriel. So I think he's got some value in that, but literally with Draco and even free-to-play monsters like Phase Rug, he's already been outclassed in this damage boosting attacker, even for a free monster, you know? So I mean, he gets more and more deadly the longer and longer you fight him, because he can set up the weakness, give you a dot that means you can't buff, give himself double damage, and remove shields. That's the kind of stuff like you expect basic attackers to do, and he doesn't offer too much more. He's got a great trait, great attacker's relic slots, but only moderate attacker skills. Still think he's usable. I still think I'm going to enjoy him just because if I like a monster enough and I love their design, I end up like compensating that monster into being good when they're really not. So I think I'm going to enjoy them. They're not the worst. Great trait, great relics, moderate moves, but he can make up for it with good strategy. Like, let's say you have Darman and you give him triple damage. Yeah, he's going to take out whoever you put him up against, right? Like, let's say there's a light monster, you give him triple damage, his low metal will take them out. Look, like, let me show you. So let's say you're a light monster, right? And you have triple damage, expert shot is going to kill them. And then boom, your turn's going to come around again. And then you can set up with improved maneuver. And I mean, the dot is powerful. But yeah, that's about it for my review of him. Kind of short, but there kind of wasn't too much to go over. Love the trait, love the relics. His skills are lacking, but still usable. I am definitely going to rank him up for war because an immune to control attacker is good on any day. And at rank 3, he gets a lot better. I mean, I'm just in love with this design. So leave a like if you found the video helpful, although I know it was late. Leave a like to support the video in this brutal algorithm world we live in. Leave a comment and I will respond. I always love to see your comments, so comment down below. What do you think of him? Did you already have him? Is he any good for you? And subscribe to join the Crab Army. We have reached 105 subscribers, so 5 more subscribers past 100. Pretty big milestone, and I can't wait to see where we go next, you know? Like, we're gonna reach 110 subscribers soon. That's pretty insane. So, you know, subscribe before then, just so that you can say you did. And that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the monster. Have a great day. And that's about it. Your favorite Omni-Crab, signing out.